Prince William, really does think that the two princesses, Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, should not be getting off scot-free.
Why would the most famous woman on the planet quietly sidestep a photo opportunity at a private party in London? Why is Prince William quietly, carefully, deliberately keeping his distance from two princesses who share his blood? And what does a birthday party in Notting Hill have to do with the bigger battle being fought inside the royal family right now? 3 questions, 1 story, and the answers are more revealing than you might expect. Let's start in Notting Hill, West London, a private birthday celebration at a pub, the kind of gathering that, for most people, would pass without any public attention whatsoever. But this was not most people. Among the guests at this party were Princess Beatrice and Princess Eugenie, the daughters of the disgraced Duke of York, 2 women who have spent the past several years navigating one of the most difficult positions in British public life. Present alongside them was a friend known in celebrity circles, a mutual connection pulling together a room of familiar faces. And then there was the other guest, Taylor Swift, accompanied by her partner Travis Kelce. Together, arguably the most talked about couple on the planet right now. The kind of names that guarantee wall-to-wall coverage simply by existing in the same postcode as a camera. And here is what happened. When the opportunity arose, as it inevitably does at these gatherings, to be photographed alongside the 2 princesses, Taylor Swift declined. Not rudely, not dramatically, casually, graciously, and with the kind of effortless social navigation that only comes from years of operating at the very highest level of public life. She stepped aside. No picture was taken. Now, why would someone of Taylor Swift's stature, someone who has performed for stadiums of hundreds of thousands, who moves through the world with enormous confidence and warmth, choose, in that moment, not to quietly remove herself from a photograph? The answer brings us to question 2. Why is William keeping score? Prince William is, by multiple accounts of those who know him well, a man with a long memory and a clear sense of who is with him and who is not. He is not impulsive. He does not react in the moment or let emotion override calculation. But he watches, he observes, and he notices, with considerable precision, who aligns themselves with the parts of his family that have caused him the most pain. And right now, according to sources close to the Prince of Wales, Beatrice and Eugenie are not sitting comfortably in his world. This isn't simply about their father, though the situation surrounding the Duke of York casts a long and unavoidable shadow over everything. It goes beyond that. You may recall the moment, not long ago, when the Duke of York and Sarah Ferguson were photographed together in Mayfair. An image that, to many observers, had the unmistakable look of a carefully arranged setup. 2 people, visibly distressed, caught at precisely the right moment by photographers, crying, together, in public. It was, as one person close to William described it, one of the worst things they could have done, because William saw it for what it was, and he was not impressed. Now, it would be unfair to hold Beatrice and Eugenie fully responsible for the choices their parents make. Many observers make exactly that point. These are grown women who have spent their lives navigating the consequences of circumstances they did not create, who traveled the world with their mother, who met people, who moved in circles that were shaped by their father's connections before any of the current reckoning began. But William's position, as I understand it, is not about blame. It is about optics, about association, about the fact that in the very specific, very unforgiving whirl, of senior royal politics, being seen with the wrong people at the wrong moment sends signals that are extremely difficult to walk back. And Beatrice and Eugenie, for all their personal qualities, carry associations right now that William does not want anywhere near his carefully managed public image. Which brings us, quite neatly, to Taylor Swift. What does a sidestepped photo actually mean? Taylor Swift is one of the sharpest operators in modern entertainment. This is a woman who has rebuilt her entire public image, reclaimed her musical catalog, navigated years of sustained media hostility, and emerged not just intact, but more dominant than ever. She understands, at a level that few people do, exactly what a photograph communicates, what a caption implies, what standing next to someone in a picture says to the people who will see it. She is also, by all reliable accounts, a genuine enthusiast for the British royal family. She adored the late Queen, she has spoken warmly about what the monarchy represents, and over the course of more than a decade, somewhere in the region of 10 to 12 years, she has built a genuine friendship with William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales. That relationship matters to her. So when Taylor Swift found herself in a room with Beatrice and Eugenie, however pleasant the occasion, however warm the personal dynamic might have been, she made a calculation. One photograph, a single image circulated on social media showing the world's biggest pop star alongside 2 princesses whose family is currently at the center of one of the most uncomfortable chapters in recent royal history. What does that image say to William? What does it imply about whose side she is on? What does it risk to a friendship she clearly values? The answer to all three questions was, too much. So she stepped aside, quietly. And the photograph did not happen. Interestingly, sources suggest that Beatrice and Eugenie themselves understood what had happened. There was no confrontation, no awkwardness that lingered, an awareness shared across the room that the moment had passed. And what does that tell us? What this moment actually reveals? Let's step back from the party in Notting Hill and look at what this story really shows us about where things stand in the royal family right now. There is a hierarchy of association operating in British royal circles that goes almost entirely unspoken but is understood by everyone operating within it. At the top, William and Catherine, the future of the monarchy, the people the institution is built around, the faces that carry the weight of continuity, of public confidence, of what the crown is supposed to represent going forward. Aligned with them, a network of friendships, supporters, and public figures who understand that their association with William and Catherine carries value, and that associating with anyone who complicates that picture carries risk. Further out, Beatrice and Eugenie, not enemies, not villains, but women whose family circumstances have placed them in a space that is genuinely complicated to navigate right now. They are trying to do exactly that, becoming more visible, pushing back against the negative narrative surrounding their father, attempting to establish their own identities separate from the chaos that surrounds the Duke of York. And even further out, of course, the Sussexes, the cautionary tale that everyone in this story is acutely aware of. The example of what happens when association with the wrong side of a royal divide becomes your defining characteristic. Taylor Swift knows all of this. She has been around long enough and is sharp enough to read every layer of it in a single glance across a party room, and she acted accordingly. What comes next for Beatrice and Eugenie? The two princesses are not giving up. They are appearing more publicly. They are allowing themselves to be photographed at events. They are carefully, gradually, trying to reestablish their own presence in the British public consciousness on terms that are separate from everything their father represent. Whether that works depends on factors largely outside their control. It depends on how the situation surrounding their father develops, and whether that situation gets worse before it gets better. It depends on whether William's position softens over time or hardens further. And it depends on whether figures like Taylor Swift, people whose association carries genuine weight and genuine credibility, eventually decide that the calculus has shifted. Right now, the calculus has not shifted. One graceful sidestep at a party in Notting Hill told you everything you need to know about where things currently stand. Sometimes the most revealing moments in royal life are not the grand ceremonies or the official engagements or the carefully worded statements. Sometimes it is a birthday party in a pub, a room full of people who all understand the rules, even though nobody has written them down, and one woman, the most famous person in the building, making a quiet, deliberate choice to step out of frame. It lasted about 3 seconds. Nobody announced it. Most of the room probably didn't notice, but the people who needed to notice, noticed. If this story gave you something to think about, drop your thoughts below. This community always brings a sharp perspective to these moments, and I read every comment. Like the video if it was worth your time. And subscribe if you want to stay close to the stories that the headlines skim past. See you very soon.